And that's exactly what they do, right? They're always like, communism has 100 million, 40 million, 200 million. The numbers don't really matter because it's just about reinforcing this idea that they have in their head that communism equals a bajillion. It's kind of like Antonio Gramsci or Gramsci's ideas from the notebooks, right? His prison notebooks on cultural hegemony, right? So it's this basic idea. All they have to do is put this idea in our heads that communism equals a bajillion, and we'll just keep repeating that. We'll keep believing that. Once that idea sinks in, everything further is just to back up that idea. The numbers are never, they're always different because they're based on a BS premise, on a fallacy, right? Because there is no number to start with. Communism, socialism does not equal pure and simple. So it's based on a fallacy. So the numbers, you can just make them up as you go along, and no one will care or question you within the anti-communist circles, right? No one cares. If you say, 40 million today and 60 million tomorrow and 100 million the next day, no one's going to say, nuh-uh, unless they're going to go, no, it was, and then they'll multiply whatever number you said by how many ever. It's cultural hegemony. And the same principle applies when it comes to dictator, right? Mao was a dictator. Fidel Castro, dictator. Stalin, dictator. I mean, they say that towards every socialist or communist revolution leader group. And again, it's cultural hegemony. They just put this idea in there. It's a fallacy. If it wasn't, then they would show you, they would explain to us what laws made these people dictators. But they can't, because they weren't. Whereas we can look to Mussolini and say, it was these acts here. We can look to Adolf H. and say it was the enabling acts. We can look to each dictator and point out the laws, right? That made them dictators. But you can't do that with communism. And again, it's cultural hegemony. They just put these ideas in there, and then we run with them, and then we just back them up. It's sort of like the laughable communism equals breadlines. Venezuela breadlines joke, Cultural hegemony is what I think it is.